Hello again, welcome back to the Unloved JDM channel. So you joined me for part 2 of this little Civic, and at this moment in time I've actually got boot lid and a lot of the panels laid out, all except for one more door, all out, ready to prime. So that's what we're going to get straight into. Let's go from here. Alright, next bit. So we've got these panels all laid out. They're all obviously done in primer. They've all been flatted back. Same with boot lid. I've done both sides of this. But I've got a very small amount of time at the moment. So what I want to do is just try and get some paint onto those just to see the colour. Which brings me to my next point. This is the colour. I know quite a lot of you have been waiting to see this. So I've already had a couple of people guessing at this, and some of you knew what it was going to be as soon as I put the other thing about the famous colour on, and it is, I think it's actually called Phoenix Yellow, which was the Honda Civic Jordan back in the 90s, I want to say it was. One of the most famous colours on the cars that stands out, that looks good. So that's what we're doing with it. Nothing else to say really, let's get to it. Alright, so that was the appetizer, those little panels, but this is going to be the main event, so I'm going to get you at a good angle so you can see a little bit more of it. Trying not to cover the lens in yellow paint, but let's be honest, it's time we got this done. Alright, so this is one of the times where on camera everything probably looked pretty straightforward and pretty easy. I'm afraid to say it hasn't been like that. It's actually been a couple of days since the last clip. Unfortunately, what we've had is issues with reactions and paint being strange and all sorts of tiny little annoyances that just cause one massive issue in getting the car done. But at this point right now, we've actually got the car yellow to the point where I'm happy with it, and hopefully when I flat it off and polish it back up, it'll come out in a way that will at least be alright. So what I'm going to do next is I've got one more door still to deal with, which is somewhere up there, and I think there's one more bumper that's still got issues, unfortunately. Like I say, it has been one of those things, and I think the reason is simply because the car was like rattle can priming before, so it's just caused me all sorts of grief with reactions and that coming through. So that's what I need to deal with next, but I'm going to put the door back on, put the boot lid back on, so I can at least start getting some panels back onto it. And then all I've got to do is deal with a couple of little bits, hopefully, and then we're done. This is a mission, this one. Right, so if I'm honest, I'm genuinely not impressed with this, but I'm going to start unmasking it. We'll see how it looks and put it back together. Alright, so she's actually fully reassembled, but you won't see it all in this video. I'll do a full video on it later because I'm really not happy with the paint job. Two things caused it. One of them, temperature. I didn't have the heater on when I did it because I thought personally it was warm enough in here. Obviously I was wrong. And secondly, because the car was rattle cans, I think I said before, all the reactions just started from that, so it just got worse and worse and worse. So it was just one thing after another. Yes, it's yellow. Yes, it's all back together. And if I'm honest, it probably looks slightly lighter on camera than it does in real life. But it's up there, it's complete. But I think, if I'm honest, there'll be another full shoot on this because it's just not how I want it at all. I'm not happy with it one bit. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. Make sure you subscribe, see what happens with this thing. I don't know if that'll be the next video out. It'll be one of the other cars. I don't entirely know at this point, but that's where we are. But thank you very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, as I say, and I'll see you again in the next one.